Hi, welcome to Heart Shaped Cake. Today we are going to bake a cookie dough cake. I have all my ingredients listed already here on my countertop, so I'm always well prepared to start right away. We have 1 cup of milk and 1/4 cup of butter that we're going to heat up on the stove just slightly so the butter can melt. We have 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We have 2 cups of sugar. We have 4 eggs, and we have 1 cup of mini chocolate chips. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my oven already preheated to 165 degrees Celsius, convection baking, and I'm going to heat up butter and milk on the stove. What I also like to do is, if I have vanilla flavored cakes or if it's the base for a cake, I always add vanilla bean powder or vanilla bean paste, whatever you prefer. It gives the cake such a nice and deep vanilla flavor, and I really like that. While my milk is heating up with the butter, I'm going to prepare my 6-inch baking forms. And I have some round parchment paper thingies that I cut to the exact size of the baking form. And I'm just going to grease on the inside a little bit with butter and put the parchment paper on the bottom of the baking form, and then just flour the side of the mold. So these are the round parchment papers, and I'm just going to place those baking forms on top and mark the outside of the baking form, and then just cut it out and use it as a liner on the inside. So here we go. So you can see it here. I'm just going to cut it out. Using a silicone brush, I just, grease the inside on the and the sides of the baking form so the cake batter won't stick to it. Then just use one of those and place it on the button and just push it firmly like down, so you can see it like that. Now just use a little bit of flour. Fill it in and just, cover the sides of the bowl, of the baking mold.
I can't do nothing with you.
Milk and butter is also heated up. So I just put it on the side to let it cool slightly so that it's not really hot when pouring it into my cake batter. So I'm also adding 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's it, and just stir it in. So we start with whipping 4 eggs on high speed for the next 2 or 3 minutes. Just put them in my bowl, and I use my the whisk. And after 2 to 3 minutes, we're just slowly adding the sugar. After the 2 minutes, I'm slowly pouring in my sugar, just on low speed.
I can't do nothing with you.
And whip it for another 2 minutes. It can mix for another minute until it's light, fluffy, and airy, and you can see the color is changing from the eggs and the sugar mixture. So with the mixture being ready, I slowly start adding flour, baking powder, salt. I already have it sifted in my bowl here, and I'm alternating between flour and my egg and butter mixture. I put it in this little plastic thingy. It's easier for me to just add it to my cake batter. This is what the egg and sugar mixture looks like. I will whip it up for another minute or so, and then I start adding flour, baking powder, salt, and my milk and butter mixture, alternating in between them, and start with the dry ingredients first, and then I will gently fold in my mini chocolate chips. I'm scraping down the side of the bowl and also around the bottom of the bowl to make sure that no flour clumps are somewhere hanging and that everything is nicely incorporated. And now I'm going to mix it for another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, depending on how it looks like, and then we're folding in our mini chocolate chips, and then it goes in the baking form and in the oven. The batter looks good so far, so we are going to divide it evenly into those baking forms, and then I'm gently folding in my mini chocolate chips. I'm also using a scale to make sure I have the right amount of cake batter in each baking form. It makes it easier when you bake cake layers and you want to make sure that each layer has the same size. It's very helpful to use a scale, then you know you have the right amount of cake batter in each pan. Not sure how much it would be. Okay, we have 650 in the first pan, and going to have 650 in the second. It's more than I thought, but as I said earlier in some of my videos, I'm not great with guessing. To make sure that my mini chocolate chips are not sinking down to the bottom, I put 1 tablespoon, or was it 2 tablespoons of flour on it to coat it in flour, so it makes sure that the chocolate chips stay in place. And I'm just putting I'm adding half a cup to each baking form and gently fold it in. My cake layers are going to bake in the oven for at least 45 minutes on 165 degrees Celsius convectional baking, and it could be that it takes up to 1 hour, so you have to do the test to use a toothpick and poke in the middle and see after 45 minutes if it's baked enough or if it's still leaving crumbs on or maybe liquid cake batter on your toothpick, and then it needs a couple more minutes. These are the cake layers for my cookie dough cake, and I just let them cool completely before I cut. I cut them in half, so probably I will end up with 4 layers. I usually cut off the top of the cake, and then I measure the height of the cake, and then I just divide it in the middle so that I have 4 equal cake layers. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.